Clowns are scary. A short story. When Christ was born, we faded. He rode in on a mule, and Olympus melted back to her original construct, a brown hill in Thessaly. We still roamed the earth. It's just nobody cared. And when the internet was born, we lost Jupiter. Apollo said Jupiter lost his mind when they stoked up the servers. I said he was always crazy. Who turns their whore into a cow and then torments her with a singing fly? Bottom line, Jupiter was gone, and Pluto had the mergers and acquisitions team on a full court press. We were all on the run. Problem is, most of them ran to me. Mercury, Hermes, the messenger, the god of commerce, the guide. That's me. I tucked them all away. Ceres, Flora, Minerva, Janus. Juno even came to me. That was awkward. God only knows where Apollo went. Others, like Bacchus and Vulcan, could not keep a low profile. Egos. Pluto had them now, in the wasteland. So I am the messenger of a new god now, Rufus Murdoch, the cable news magnate. He hired me for 2 reasons, speed and the power of suggestion. It started well. The job aligned with my skills, and I was hard to find in the crush of New York City. After a few years, though, Rufus and the boys started to frown on the speed. The earth grew more eyes. There were sightings. "We can't have you zip-banging all over the goddamn place anymore, Merc," said Rufus. "Joe the plumber would lose his mind." "Sure, the ratings would be spectacular, but our constituents find your other musical talents more profitable. You understand." By musical, Rufus meant my power of suggestion. See, I had a tortoiseshell lyre. I made it myself, and when I played it, I could plant ideas by simply thinking and coming within 10 spear lengths of any weak mind. The tune carried the thought, and this was how the big man got his message across. The lyre, however, was not Rufus's style. He said I need to keep a low profile, so he had his engineers rig my lyre into the sprockets and spokes of a 10-speed bicycle. I could make the pitch imperceptible to the human ear, higher or lower with speed. It upset me to see it mangled so, but I needed Rufus. I must deliver messages for the big man. It's what I do. So I just rode through New York City in my bicycle messenger disguise. Well, it wasn't really a disguise. I even kept my winged boots as part of my messenger boy outfit. I delivered messages and packages for Rufus. My real purpose, however, was to plant ideas on behalf of the media syndicate and its constituents. I simply glided through the Big Apple on my magical bicycle and broadcasted ideas. By the time I reached 196th Street, it was all the rage from Soho to Yonkers. By morning, it was common sense in Tokyo. The ideas were not as grand as you'd think either. Rufus's boys don't need much to close the quarter strong. Ideas like pickup trucks are American, or fast is good, or more than enough. You know that green you selected for the master bedroom? They called it Pistachio Dream. That was me. To be honest, I don't see the revenue in all of Rufus's ideas. Sometimes I think he just handed me messages out of spite. Clowns are scary, for example, was probably Rufus on a petulant day. So I wasn't Gabriel or Virgil, but it beat Hades. Well, that was until the executive council meeting last Thursday on the 18th floor. I had no idea why he insisted I attend those dreadful meetings, because all I did was sit there in my bicycle shorts, fiddling with my winged boots. Rufus presided from the head of a black table. It was a lunch meeting in a corporate conference room. Insert landscape art and polished steel trim here. Surrounding us, beyond the plate glass, Manhattan writhed in a haze like a paramecium crushed under a microscope slide. "So, What do we have this week? Asked Rufus. Well, said Bill, how about a Venezuelan computer virus that will cast everyone back to the Stone Age? It's got it all. Terrorists, computers, viruses. No, no, said Rufus. That whole Dominion voting thing made us look stupid. I'm not touching computers for a while. What else? Scientists found a pack of polar bears in upstate New York, said another. It can be environmental peace. On the whole, the world is melting bit. Get your head out of your ass, Johnson. The environment is dead. Rufus slapped the table. We need something new, people. New. We need to scare the shit out of them. Hack the lines. Tap the phones. The numbers are waning. The media syndicate executives were stumped. They squeaked uncomfortably in their naugahyde chairs. Finally, Steve broke the silence. How about Mexican suicide bombers? Yes, said Rufus. I love it. The boys at Baxter's will love it. Run with it, Smith. Smith hurried out. Merc, said Rufus. Yes? I was snapped back from my reverie beyond the plate glass. I was staring at the sun-soaked clouds. Run with this one, he said, mimicking quotes in the air with his witch fingers. Kids might die. Kids might die. Got it, I said. I felt as empty and as gray as New Jersey. The distant shipping cranes dismantled my well-being. My heart was not in it after that executive committee meeting. For weeks after, every message Rufus handed me felt like a plague rat, writhing in my mind, gnawing on my cerebellum. Gliding down Broadway on my bicycle, I witnessed the thousands of faces that Rufus's ideas infected. They drifted by in slow motion, ghosts. From the Verrazano Bridge, I watched a Boeing 757 roar toward the sun. Behind it, black smoke unfurled against a steel sky. I wondered how many passengers carried my plague. On 110th Street, I saw a slender woman jogging towards Central Park. A black ponytail, strung tight, swayed with each stride. Diana. She didn't see me through the disguise. I followed her into the park. She was headed toward Turtle Pond. She sprinted down a gentle slope and disappeared around a corner. In high gear, I flew down the slope, realized she vanished, and stopped. Birds and the distant sound of traffic emerged as I scanned the lawns, the path, the trees. Mercury? Said Diana from a tree limb above and behind me. I finally located her, bent on a knee. Hello, I said from my bicycle overenthusiastically. Mercury! She leapt down and ran to me. Once again, I was taken by her aquiline face, her turquoise eyes, her athletic stride. How have you been? She asked, breathless. She hugged me awkwardly on my bicycle. I've been well. I'm still free, I said. Are you? You don't look very well. You don't look free. I felt like a clown in my messenger suit. You know me, always working. Yes, always working, she said, studying me, and always good. She smiled and touched my arm. We talked until our shadows grew long. With laughter and many uncomfortable pauses, we caught up. You never asked for help, I said after a while. I wanted to tell her that I always loved her, but lacked the courage. Didn't need it. Don't need men. True, I laughed, remembering Actaeon and his hounds. Doesn't mean I don't like being around some, Diane said, smiling again. It felt like sunshine. Are you here long? No, she said, but I am here through Sunday. Would you like to have dinner or something? Yes, I said, stunned. Good. She snatched my phone from its holster. She memorized my number and gently replaced it. Good to see you, Mercury. She kissed me and looked skyward. I have to run. Okay. Again, too much enthusiasm. I'll see you tonight at Polaris, she winked. All I could do was smile. and watch her sprint away. Later on Delancey Street, I was still warm from Diana. What are the chances of finding her in New York? Did she track me? See you at Polaris. The sun felt closer. Digging deep on my bicycle pedals, I climbed Cedar Hill with all of my power. I remembered who I was. A rush of blood pumped vibrant ideas through my temporal lobe. They washed away Rufus's message. Kids might die. I summited Cedar Hill and sailed down the other side, my speed increasing. Wind buffeted my ears and other ideas from the ancients, the seers, the dark woods poured into my heart. Become the spontaneous child. The world is but an illusion. Death may be the greatest good that can happen. Loving someone deeply gives you courage. Be yourself beautiful, and you will find the world full of beauty. I am with you always, until the very end of time. With a high pitch whirling from my spokes, I flew past a child on a swing. Her hair was burnished in the early evening light. Behind her, a weary grandfather wove a story from the whispering leaves, the grass, the spider. The swing was a pendulum marking time. He sent her flying again with a gentle push, and a smile bloomed across his face. By the time I reached the bottom of the hill, I had reached Olympic speed. My bicycle rattled to pieces, and a sonic boom shattered glass. I left Rufus in the city and the car alarms in the steel far below. I melted into a bolt of light and rocketed from Cedar Hill to the night sky, the North Star, Polaris, home.